G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to use another new mold. I know, I am just so much enjoying doing these new flower edge molds. Now this one I've called hibiscus, and it's not, it's not a true hibiscus. It's my interpretation of a hibiscus. So there we go. It has 5 petals and then a center, and it's nice and shiny, and it's a nice big deep mold. So today I'm going to do a little bit of something different today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop my little cutout of my little microfiber cloth there, just to stop too much of the powder going into the middle. Doesn't matter if a little bit goes in. I just don't want to have to clean up a whole heap of it. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dust the edges. And I'm going apricots and teals today, so that'll be nice. And I've got this. Look at this. It's a cute little fabric flower with some crystals in it. Came in a pack. Those are the other colours. So I thought I'm going to do apricot today. And the other thing I'm going to do is, instead of using just white for my petals, I'm going to add a little bit of this pumpkin from Octopus Fluids. So I'm going to pipe with orange, so like that. And then around the edges I'm going to do my petals in a mixture of these two. These are mica powders from Let's Resin. I have turquoise and I have blue. I thought they would look nice. And then in the center of each, I'm just going to do some orange, just to tie it all back. And then I'll do a turquoise top coat. So what do you think? Sound good? All right. If you think it sounds good, stick around. Let's see how I go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little brush. I've just trimmed this one up actually, so it's a little small sort of pointy brush. I'm just going to go around with my orange red. It's called orange red. I don't want to have too much because I don't want it kind of spreading. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it in, I'm going to tap that off, get the excess off so it doesn't run everywhere, and I'm just going to go around into the centers. So if you're backing your resin piece with black, it's great to use the chameleon powders, but if you're going to have clear resin like I am going to do today, you could just use regular mica powder and just dust it on. You could, if you wanted to, still use your chameleon powders, by all means. And I was going to do that, and I thought, I'm just going to stick to orange and turquoise tones. I'm just trying to think if I've actually ever used a chameleon powder with a clear background. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to have to try it, because these flower edge ones that I've been doing the 3D blooms in them, and so you just use a clear resin. So haven't tried them with the black. Something in there. I have to get that out with my tape. So I'm going to go around and do this. Fast forward if you don't want to see me doing this. Oh gosh. Some people like to watch every step. You know, they just maybe go and grab a coffee or a tea or a wine, sit back, maybe they're sort of doing something else on Facebook or on the computer, and they're just kind of listening, watching in the background. That's what I do. That's what I do with my YouTube videos. So maybe you're just doing that. So, and you don't care if they go on and on because, you know, you're doing other things. Now, I'll get that little black dot out. All right, so now I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do turquoise, blue, turquoise, blue. How many have I got? Turquoise, blue, 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 turquoise. I might have 2 turquoises next to each other. Doesn't matter. All right, let's have a look. Now, if you want these, Let's Resin mica powders, I will link, not necessarily these particular mica powders, but I will link Let's Resin for you down in the description. And you can check out their Amazon store, the US Amazon store, UK Amazon store, and also their regular Amazon store. And if you see anything you like in any of those websites, you can just use my coupon code, and you'll save yourself 10%. So there you go. Right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do every second one in the green, and then the ones in between I'm going to do in this blue. Just wipe my little brush off on some paper towel. There we go. Try and get in there. So I won't bore you with doing all of these. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just sort of going round and round with my little brush here, tapping off the excess and then going round and round like so. And this little microfiber that I've cut to size, I just peel it out when I'm done. Well, first of all, I pick it up and I'll go and blow over near the bin and get all the dust out, the mica powder dust. And then I'll take the little blue cloth out. And then if there's anything that I've still spilt, I'll just use a baby wipe just to clean that up. So that's basically what I'm going to do. All right, I'll keep going, and I'll see you once I've mixed up my resin. Okay, that's all done. Look at that. Looks really pretty, doesn't it? Where I had the two colours next to each other, and I said to you, I'm going to have to do two. I couldn't even see it there. Oh, there. I did half. I did half of the blue next to the green, and I did half of the green next to the blue. So that's what I did. All right, so I have got just a little bit of resin. I'm going to do this in 3 layers. I'm going to do the flower first, and then after a few hours I'm going to come back and do the 3D bloom, and then after another few hours I'm going to come back and do a turquoise background. And for all 3 layers I am using the Let's Resin Fast Cure 4-hour demold. So it's a 1-to-1. This is the one I use for my 3D blooms. And because I only wanted to have a little bit to begin with, I probably got too much here anyway, I did 55 grams of A and 50 grams of B. So let's pop a little bit in. I like to pour it over a stick, that way it's kind of not going splash splash. I may not need all of this, but it's quite a deep mold, so like I'm not going to waste it. I only need 1 layer for my bloom, so I'm happy to put more in here. Let's move that over. And what I want to do is I'm going to dunk this. Hopefully I won't make too much of a mess, but I want to dunk it because I want to get the bubbles out of the layers of petals. So see how that goes. Any little bubbles that come out, they'll just go up to the top. There's a few coming out from between the layers of fabric. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I thought, what can I put in the middle? I want to do something a little bit different. And I really like these flowers. I've had them for quite a while, never used them. The only issue is bubbles getting trapped between the layers. Might want to actually sink it in there and maybe leave it for a few minutes. Just be careful that if you are using a resin that sets up quickly, don't leave it too deep in there, otherwise it's going to flash cure. It gets too hot and it just cures really fast. So that's why I sort of tipped out half first, so it's not too deep in there. There's a few little bubbles, we'll zap them. So because I'm putting this in upside down, I'm not going to know if I've trapped any bubbles in there or not. So we're just going to have to just wing it. Just wing it. All right. Oh, oh gosh, there's a big bubble. Where'd you come from? Where did you come from? All right, we'll just get it in there. Oops, better not use my big torch on my mold. Just my little baby torch. All right, now I'm gonna try and... I probably should have put it in upside down, because now I'm going to probably trap some air. There we go. I should have put it in upside down. But I wanted to see if there were bubbles there, you see. Yeah, I'm still getting some bubbles coming out. If you do something like this, and you've got a bubble on the other side when you unmold it, you can just, you know, give it a top coat. Just get your little Dremel or something and drill out your little hole, your little bubble. And you can, I'm going to slide this, you can just do a top coat. Try and slide it there so we don't get any more air. There we go. I hope my petals are folded nicely under there. I can't tell. Oh, I can't tell. Gosh. Can't see what's going on under there. I just want to have a little peek. So I'm going to try and kind of smooth things out. I don't want to lift it because I don't want air getting in there. I just want to make sure that my petals are not folded over. Not sure what this one's doing. It looks a bit folded there, but I don't know if it does actually flatten out or not. Might not. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's poking up. As you can see, it's still, you know, it's sticking up through the resin, which is fine. So now what I'll do is I'll just pour the rest of this over the top because I don't want to waste it. And I don't have to wait for the 4 hours because I'm not unmolding. I just have to wait for it to be hard enough to do the next layer. So it should be in about 3 hours. So, you know, you can do 3 layers. You can have everything done in a day, which I love. I love having everything done in a day. I've got resin on my hands. I just need to clean them. Not on my hands, on my gloves. I've got one of these. I better not do it here. I've got one of these that you put your hand under and it gives you a shot of alcohol. Well, it sounds as if I'm at the pub, doesn't it? I'm not, but it gives you a shot of alcohol and you can clean your gloves just so that they're not sticky. So that then you can, you know, pick up your torch. Because you don't want to pick up your torch if you've got resin all over your hands, because then you're just going to end up in having a big sticky mess. And then if you touch your torch without your gloves on, then you're in a world of hurt. You're going to get resin on your skin, so you've got to be really careful that you've got clean hands before you touch your torch. Self-explanatory, really. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully that's in the center. So, yep, that's the first layer. In the next layer, I will put my pumpkin into my bloom and we'll pipe some orange flowers. That'll be fun, won't it? Oh, gosh, it's been ages since I've done actually a coloured bloom. They're usually all white. Oh, actually, this is what I wanted to show you. Just talking about those Let's Resin colours. So that's the one I've been using today. Now, Izzy, hello, baby. I can't remember how many were in a pack, but there's oranges and reds and where am I going? I can't see where I'm going. Interference. There's greens. I split them up, like I don't keep them in the box that they came in. I can't remember how many were in the box, but I split them up into colours. So I have my greens, I have my light greens, I have my whites, my blacks, my golds, dark gold, light gold, I have my silvers, and I have my coppers and my browns. And then over here, that's the turquoise that I've just used. And the blues. So yeah, there's lots of different colours. There's interferences as well. So yeah, you get lots of different colours in the box. All right, I will see you in a few hours for the next step. Right, this top layer has cured enough for me to do my next layer. So I've mixed up the same amount of resin again. I put 20 grams in there, and I'm using my Bloom white pigment paste. And because I've got 20 grams, I'm just going to do 2 drops. And I keep it upside down so it's ready there, waiting for me at the nozzle there. Give that a wipe and pop it back in upside down. All right, now, actually, let's pour this in. So what I did was I stirred my resin for 4 minutes, as I always do. I did just pop it in my vacuum chamber for a few minutes, just to get the bubbles out. If you haven't got one, you can just let it sit. It is a thicker resin, all well, I can't say all, but all the 1-to-1 resins I have come across have all been the thicker resins. So I just popped it in the vacuum chamber to get those bubbles out. All right, now let's have a look. I'm not sure how much of this I want. I don't want it to be too dark. We'll just start with one, see what happens. I'm going to use that to draw my petals. And of course, because I'm adding white, it's going to dull down the colour. It kind of looks as if it's more of a peach. I kind of look as if I need to add a bit of a pink maybe. What about this one? Melon. Maybe a drop of each. I'll just give it that little hint of pink, because it's kind of more of a peach, isn't it? Now that I look at it, it's more of a peachy colour. It's looking nice. Another drop of melon. Those are resin inks, they're not alcohol inks. You could use alcohol ink. It doesn't matter if you use alcohol ink. How's that? Okay, one more. I think that'll be enough. Let's put that away. So anyway, I was saying I mixed my resin for 4 minutes. I put it in the vacuum chamber for about 5 minutes. And then, that's 5, 10, and then I just waited. I waited 15 minutes all up. My resin is starting to get warm. Looks like tartare sauce. Yum! We'll have it with some prawns. So I'm not going to use all of this. I'm not going to need nearly all of this. I kind of need another one, I think. Okay, there we go. Just add it until you get the colour that you want. Okay, that's looking more like it. Look, it doesn't have to be exact. And you can even just use white if you want to. If you want to. All right, let's give that a bit of a... Okay, so now, what's it coming up now? Just over 15 minutes, 16, 17 minutes since I stopped stirring. So what I want to do now is I want to try and get some little thin petals. I want to try and get lots of petals, but thin little petals. So I'm going to use... I'm going to add a drop of alcohol ink in there because I've got my colour in here. It's all bubbly now because I've stirred it. I'm going to use this. It's like a little silicone, like earbud type thing. I'm going to try that. Let's see how I go with this. Just going to do like little petals. It's not that easy. Oh, I want to do like M's. Because when I do it with the popsicle stick, sometimes I get just too much on there. And then you can get a few blobbies. So I thought, oh, I'll try this and see how it goes. I'm just going to add a heap of these random little lines. See how it's thicker at one end and then it thins out into onto the other end there. I think that looks really pretty. Gives a nice little sort of 3D effect. It doesn't matter if you go over your flower in the center. How's it looking? Is it spreading yet? Oh, look, it is. Way! Woohoo! So I don't mind going sort of out towards the edge a little bit, because as the resin cures, it pulls in from the outside in. So I may have a little bit of extra room across the back there to do a few more like that. See that? Add a few more. Put a few more in here. I'm just going to put some in the middle just because I can. Not that you're going to see them anyway, but just because I want to. I don't know. I don't know why. All right, now I'm going to see if I can add a few more. So they're quite thin and sort of delicate looking. Let's add a few more wherever I can see a little space. How's that looking? I've got so much left. So much. So hopefully we're going to get like a pretty 3D sort of effect, because I'm going in over the top of others. And I can do that because I've made my little petals quite thin, not very thick. You need a bit more. There we go. But just be aware that if you do put one, oh puppies, if you do put one over the top of another one, it might sort of change it. They want to come out and play. They're at that age now. They're nearly 7 weeks. So I put them away. And I bring them out a few times a day and open the courtyard door, and they go out and play and all that. But then they don't like going back in again into their little pen. I don't like them out when I can't see what they're doing. I'm going to move the doggy stairs and shut the doggy door so that they can only get out to the baby courtyard. So I'm going to keep them safe. All right, I think is that about it? Is that about it? Oh, probably shouldn't overdo it. All right. The torch. Now with my little toothpick, I will just come in here and just sort of move some of these. If I see them if I think there's like too much of a blob, I'll just smooth that little blob, just so that it's not going to be heavy and like drop down. Okay, it's very delicate. Oh, very delicate looking. My gosh. I'm certainly going to have a background color on this, because I made made my little petals so thin. Yeah, it's going to be very delicate looking. If you make your petals really thick and like wide, then they stay kind of darker looking. So yeah, probably shouldn't put any more in, but just a bit sort of light on up here. Okay, make sure you don't drip into anywhere else. Hope it's still going to bloom. You sort of got to catch it right. You know, if you leave it too long, your resin starts to thicken and it won't bloom. If you do it too early, the resin's too thin and your petals drop. So you've got to kind of catch it at the right time. So yeah, now that it's getting cooler in Queensland, Australia, I'm finding that I'm having to wait with this particular resin. All right, so there it is. I will come back to you when it's time to do the top coat, and I'm going to go and pick a nice, like a turquoisey blue, I think. I'll see what I've got. All right, see you soon. Righto, we are ready for the top coat. That is set. Now I've got these two. So one's more of a blue, one's more of a green, turquoisey colour. I'm thinking I like this one better, but I may add a little bit of that if I can't get this one like opaque enough. Not sure. I'll see. I might add a bit of that anyway, just to have a little bit more of a green. This one's called Kimmy Shimmer, and it's by Colour Passion. Got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Now, if your paste has gone hard, if you haven't used it for a while and it's gone rock hard, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not a, don't ring the people that sold it to you and say, oh, I've got a bad batch or something. You can either just pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds. You're going to make sure that all the foil's off though. Or you can just stand the whole tub in some hot water. And it'll melt again. All right, let's see. I want to have a nice decent amount. Because paste can do that if you haven't used it for a while. Now there's not much left, not much space left to pour resin. I built it up so there was only just like a little bit. I can't see with my gloves on. There's a little bit of room left. How's that going to look? I think that'll look really pretty, eh? I think it looks nice and opaque. Yeah, all right, that'll do. That will do. I think that'll look really pretty against that salmon coloured blooms there, and they're very wispy. Look how they've turned out. I hope they're going to look pretty on the other side. They're so wispy. Wow. Because like I said earlier to you, I normally, when I do my petals, I make them a lot thicker. And you can get the, have the risk of them sort of going a bit blobby when you make them a bit thicker. But it's really wispy this time. All right, here we go. Goodbye, little bloom. Actually, I better not put too much on in case it overflows. I'll spread it out first, make sure I've got enough room. Whoops, I'm dripping. Make sure I've got enough room, which I think I have. I just added, I mixed up another 30 grams of A and I think I only got to about 29 grams of B. I was going for 28, but I got 29 of the same Let's Resin 4-hour fast cure resin. So I should be able to unmold this in about 4 hours. I think it does depend on, the temperature of your room. Obviously, if your room's freezing, if you're working outside in the middle of winter, the resin is going to take longer to cure. But if you're inside and it's not too cold, I think it'll cure up pretty fast. That's what I found anyway. I'm pushing these into the little petals. I think I made just enough, you guys. Just enough. Woohoo! Once I've unmolded it, I can weigh it, and then I can actually put on the listing how much resin the mold holds, because I don't really know, because I've done it in 3 layers. So alrighty, that's it. I probably could have gone an extra 20 grams, but that's fine. It is covered. It is covered. All right, so that's pretty much it. I am done. And I'll see you in about 4 hours or so for the unmolding. Oh gosh, I have such high hopes for this, you guys. Oh, I do. Cross your fingers for me. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, are we ready? Drum roll. Oh my gosh. I put this in my food dehydrator just to help it cure this top layer a little bit faster. So it's finally done. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like I said, I have such high hopes for this. Such high hopes. Let's have a little look. It's out. It's out. Oh my gosh. I will link it for you down in the description if you want this particular mold, my hibiscus edge mold. Unless you can come up with another name for it. Because I know it doesn't really look like a hibiscus, but I don't really know what it looks like. What do you think? What else could we call it? You guys let me know down below. But for now, hibiscus, until I hear something different. All right. Are we ready? Please be pretty. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. It is pretty. Look at that. And my petals worked. they kind of match, the petals match the colour of the little beads inside, don't they? Oh, I'm so glad it's worked. Yay, yay, yay. All right, let's have a look at the edge here. What do you think of my colour of choice for the background? See, I was trying to match it to the flowers. Wow, I love it. There we go. There's all the flowers around the edge. So they've all got that kind of peachy tone in the centre, which matches this, more matches the little peach flower that I've added. And then the petals match the little beads. So, oh, I'm so happy with it. Let me know what you think. Super shiny on top. You get a little bit of the petals kind of poking up over the side to give that more of a sort of a 3D look. Can you see there how they're kind of poking up over the sides there? So pretty. Love it. Let me know what you think of it, you guys. And let me know what you think of my cream coloured petals, or do you think it would look better with white? But look, I always do white. That's why I thought I'd change it. And also let me know what would you call this flower? Or should I just call it flower? I could just call it flower. I could. But for now it's hibiscus. All right. Let me know. And I will see you all again real soon for the next video. I've got more edges to come. More new ones. All right. Stay tuned. See you soon. Bye for now.